Hello everyone, Ceri the Crafter here, that's C-E-R-I the Crafter, and I thought I'd turn the camera on. I've got a little bit of a project on the go and I need to do some image transfers and I need to do them onto gift wrap tissue paper instead of carnival tissue paper. Not sure it's going to fully work for me. Image transfer is a bit hit and miss anyway. I pulled out some magazine images because I need some faces for a project I'm doing. Not sure how much will transfer, not sure how much detail I will get, but to be honest with you, any detail is okay because it's for another project and I don't really need full faces. So I'll just turn the camera on basically. If you're seeing this video, it's because the project did come to fruition, and if it did, it'll be in the description box below. If not, you'll never see the video. So I've got my 4-inch speedball brayer, I've got a clean off sheet over here, I've got my images that I want to use. There's not a lot of them. As I said, I'm working with gift wrap tissue paper. I'm working with gift wrap, not water resistant, because I need to be able to put this onto my other project with matte medium. And when I use matte medium, the tissue paper should go transparent, only leaving the black acrylic image, which is what I need. Now I'm using a heavier bodied paint. This is Mars Black. I have to work quick because obviously gift wrap tissue paper is going to get really soft really quick, and the tissue could quite easily tear while I'm trying to take it off. So it's going to be a quick video and it's going to be a quick process. So literally I'm going to put down a bit of black Mars. I don't need too much. Doing image transfer is a little hit and miss. It depends on the amount of paint you have, how quick you move, and I think that was too much. The quality of the image you're using in the first place, which for me, these are from fashion magazines, not tabloid magazines. So I've got a better chance. It needs to be a high contrast image, which these are. Right, to make sure that there's an air bubble in this I want to work out. Right, so I've got that down. As I said, I'm not looking for hugely perfect. I'm just looking for something. Right, let's put that down on top. Smooth it down my hand so it's fully attached. Give it just a few seconds because I said it's gift wrap tissue. I don't want it to get stuck and torn. I'm going to gently lift this off. Come on, up you come. And I don't need a full image, as I said. Okay, I'm all right with that. That's an okay one. That'll be useful. Now, in between each image, I'm just going to put down, this is carnival tissue paper, which is water resistant, just to have a bit of a clean up, but I am going to use a damp cloth to clean the plate each time, because literally I don't want any of the previous image showing through to this one. Now, I'm using black heavy bodied paint here purely because the project I'm doing requires black. So I'm going to try and do this one. I'm not sure anything is going to show up of the face here. However, if the face doesn't show up, that's an interesting shape anyway. You will probably find you will need less paint than you actually think you need for doing this. It doesn't have to be black, as I said. I've done image transfer with other colours before now. I have done them in white, I've done them in cream. I've actually done them in metallic, but it is a little hit and miss with the old metallic thing. I'm going to pop this over the top so I can run my hand over it so I'm not picking it up on my hand. Take that out of there. I've got my tissue ready to go. Actually, that'd be cool. It's a cool silhouette. Let's pop that down and make sure it's in contact. Let's put this bit in the bin before I touch it somewhere else. Right, so as I said, images like this, for me, because there's a silhouette involved, will also work because the images I'm needing are all about faces and features. So there you go. So I love that because I've got the silhouette of a face. That's going to be interesting also. Right, we seem to be doing okay here. I'm having a lucky day. There are days when I can't do image transfer to save my life, guys. However, this seems to be working in my favour at the moment So let's keep this going. Now this is a low resolution, not a high contrast. A low contrast, not a high contrast. So this one might be a little bit hit and miss, but we will see. I'm willing to try any of these images. I only really need, I would say, 4 or 6 images in a perfect world. And they don't even need to be full images. Let's make sure it's a little bit thinner coat on there. Let's pop this down. Pull that bit of tissue in to do this again. It was easier to spread out with my hand. Now, the reason I don't leave the paper down too long is because the toner within the darker areas of the magazine image are resisting the black acrylic paint. However, if I was to leave it on there longer, there is a chance that it wouldn't resist, it would start to absorb. We'll take a look at all of the images once I've finished the whole process, because as I said, I don't want to spend too long doing this, because this is not wet strength tissue. This is just gift wrap tissue. And I think it's already been on there too long. Please come off. Just patience is a virtue, and I'm not always sure I've got enough of it. Started to tear. Mind you, I've got the face. Oh, that's okay. Now see, the thing is, from this image, I could extract the eyes as what I need for the project. Right, the next one, I expect this one to work quite well, for the simple reason that it's quite a high contrast piece. Now I do have some other image transfers I did at the beginning of the year, so I could dip into those, but none of them were really on white paper, white tissue, so I was hoping to have white tissue only. That looks like a thin enough coat. Let's pop you down, Mr. Man. Image transfer is one that really sometimes is a struggle for people, and I am no exception to the rule. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. Okay, I can see him in there. How much of him I can extract, I do not know. So literally put it down, take it back up again. No. See, if this was wet strength tissue, I wouldn't be having this problem, because the wet strength tissue would come off immediately. There you go. Again, I've got a bit. That's probably not the greatest of ones. Right, let's get this a little bit of a wipe. Right. This is going to be an interesting one, because I expect her face to show up, but not a lot of everything else. So we'll see where we get with that. I'm going to put just a bit, because it's not a huge image. Oh, it's not what I expected to do. It's also a very warm day here in Wales, and you won't hear me say that too often. So I need to make sure that things aren't drying too much, which is, I think, why I'm struggling ever so slightly. Because the paint is drying really, really quickly. Got my tissue ready. There you go, that's a lovely one. Come on. Press that piece in and lift that paint up. There you go, that's a nice one. I had a feeling that would be a good one. And I've got something stuck to the plate there that needs to not be stuck to the plate. So there you go. There are lots of people who do image transfers, and there's lots of people who do image transfers a darn sight better than I do. I would say one artist out there is Froyle Davies in New Zealand, and she does really good image transfers, has quite a lot of success with them, but she does have a lot of hints and tips. So pop across, actually I might put a link to Froyle's channel, go across and take a look at her, because as I said, she does them very successfully, and it's good to see different artists doing it. Each and every artist has different bits of advice or techniques. I know Froyle gets her images printed at her local print shop, and she loves the local print shop, so I know that the quality that she gets is what's important to her. Right, not sure we're going to get a huge amount of this one, but you never know. Right, tissue at the ready. Oh, I don't know that I've got any on that one. Right, we're not even going to bother with that one. Let's see if I can brayer. Right, got a really thin coat. I'm just going to pop this one down. I mean, I may have just ruined 2 prints, but you never know. I'm willing to take the chance. Oh, that's perfect. Okay, that just proves the point that the thinner the layer of paint, the better the image that will come up. So you saw it here, folks. That was just an absolute fluke. I went with my gut. I stuck another layer of paint on top of it, or smoothed it out anyway. That is perfect. That's exactly what I would love out of an image transfer. So let's live from that. I've got 2 more to do. I've got that stuck on there, which I'm not wanting. Now, if you think, oh, I'll print my own images and then do them, it needs to be a laser jet, I believe, image, not an inkjet image. Okay, just be aware there is a big difference in what will work and what won't work. Right, so we'll do even less paint on this one. I do love doing image transfers, but it is so hit and miss. The way it is for me anyway. So we found a thinner layer was a better layer. Now this one's coloured, so we'll see what we can get off this lady. Let's get my bit of tissue ready to go. Well, that's interesting. Okay, there's something on there. Looks like it might be a bit of a mucky print, but a mucky print doesn't matter because, as I said, I'm using different areas of it. It's not all going to be one big piece. It's very unlikely I'm going to use the entire image. See, I could just use the eyes from that one. We'll see. Right, so we're down to our very last one. And I've left him to last because I'm really not sure he's going to work at all. Because he's, well, maybe that bit will work. I'm not sure about any of that there, but it's only the face I'm interested in. I'll get my tissue ready. Really small amount of paint. It's probably about half as much paint as I started using. It's purely because I'm just getting my hand warmed up. If I was going to do a gel printing session with image transfers, I probably would have done a few prints before I actually did an image transfer, purely because I can get the feel of my plate, I can get the feel of the amount of paint I need, just all of those things, and the plate warms up. I know that's a weird thing to say, but a plate will warm up. The more you use it, the more it plays nice. Let's put it that way. Right, that can go out the way. Right, got my tissue ready to go. So I've got 2 tissues ready to go. Actually, that's not bad. I may only use half of that face, so let's take it anyway. No. It's the trouble with gift wrap tissue paper. It is so fragile. Especially for something like this. Now, if I was to leave it on and let it completely dry, I might be able to get an image off. But there, that's fine. I don't mind because I might use that half of the face anyway. So, right, let's put that by. So, let's have a little bit of a clean up. And then, so this is just water, guys, just so I can wet the plate a bit to get the remainder of the black paint off, because the black paint will transfer to anything else I put on here the next time round. And I don't necessarily need that. I do condition and clean my plates regularly. Actually, I might put a link to that video in the description box as well, because I did do a video on that and I was asked quite a few questions. So let's take a look. Let's put you out the way. Let's take a look at what we got, and look at what's successful and what's not successful. So this one I'm going to regard as successful, because look at that. I can see it's a face. That's enough for me to use what I need to use. That's wonderful. This not such a good example. Didn't really work, but you never know. I might be able to take the eyes out of that and use those. Even though I never achieved the face in this one, I like the silhouette. That's an interesting profile of somebody. Right, this is our friend that really didn't work. I thought he was going to, and he didn't. I mean, I might be able to rescue that little bit out of there, but it's not my favourite. This one, however, is one of my favourites. That's going to work beautifully for what I'm thinking of doing. Yes, very happy with that one. This young man, the face didn't come out well there, but it was where the shadow was. Sorry, in shot. But I'm going to probably use that section of it, which worked beautifully. This was like the star player. He definitely came out exactly as I wanted, and he's going to be a really good one to use. She wasn't hugely successful in the eye department, but I can work with that. That's got more than enough stuff for me to look at. Maybe I'll make those into teardrops. Who knows? So there you go, guys. That was just a really short little video from me. It was just me doing some prep work for a future project. So, as I said, some are successful, some are not successful, but that's the joy of image transfer. It doesn't always work. Even for people who do it all the time, there are good days and bad days. I regard this as a good day. I got some images I can definitely work with, and I'm looking forward to using them. So, I think that's me done. So, as I said, short little video. I'm Ceri the Crafter. That's Ceri the Crafter. Until next time. Bye-bye now.